Yay, Chip!
Thank you. Thank you, Santosh. It's 1986. I'm 16 years old. Marijuana is far from legal, especially for a teenager like me. There's one place I know where to get marijuana, and that's from older guys. The older guys have the marijuana. I have my older guy that I buy from. I have a backup older guy. My friends, they have their older guys. My only plan for this world is to get high and stay high. But as we all know, we make plans and God laughs. So one weekend in January, there was no marijuana to be found. I call my older guy, I call my friends. Is your older guy around? Where are all the older guys? I need to score, man. No one knows. Get a hold of a friend that I don't hang out with that much, but he's a good guy. He says, I know of some older guys. I don't know them well. Let's go check it out. And we find these guys, and I score 1/8 of an ounce, and I start smoking it, and I smoke it really all to myself over the next couple of days. And when I finish, I swear to God, the last hit, when I start smoking it, the first thing I notice is that it tastes weird. The second thing I notice is I'm getting really, really stoned. But I'm not mad at any of this. Thus my plan. When I take the last hit, I begin vividly hallucinating, and I go into a psychotic, paranoid state. This is just from weed. We find out later this marijuana has likely been laced with PCP, and I've ingested a lot of it. I don't know if these older guys are trying to kill me, or they're trying to have a laugh, or if they just sold me out of the wrong batch, and I never do find out. But I'm hospitalized, but I'm not getting any better. My parents take me to a place called Coldwater Canyon Hospital. It's in the LA area. And they have 2 units for teenagers, right? They have kind of a regular drug and alcohol rehab, and they have a psych ward for teens, as sad as that is. And my parents are trying to convince the intake counselors to put me in the regular drug and alcohol rehab because I don't normally have mental health problems. Now, I'm in the room at the time, and I'm standing in the corner. I'm spinning around in circles singing the Brady Bunch theme song in order to keep demons from rising out of the floor. The counselors, they believe my parents, and they put me in the regular rehab. And to say I was a disruptive force into this facility would be an understatement. It was like 1,000 bulls in a china shop. I wasn't violent. I just could not be contained. They take me down into 5-point restraints my second night there. About 3 days later, though, I calmed down enough to where I can manage like a therapy session. I'm still hallucinating, but I'm trying to keep a lid on it. So we're sitting in a big group therapy session, like 15, 20 kids sitting around in a big circle, being led by the staff psychiatrist, Dr. Shea, very nice man. And Dr. Shea is talking to some kid on the other side of the room about that kid's issues. And I'm staring at my shoes because I see my feet bulging in my shoes, and I believe they're going to burst through my shoes like the Incredible Hulk, and it's terrifying to me. And I let out a blood-curdling scream in this quiet therapy session, and everybody freaks out. Why is the new guy screaming? And Dr. Shea, he just looks at me. He has these piercing blue eyes, and he says, Chip, don't ever scream like that again. I'm like, whoa, man, that was intense, okay. Folks, this is no joke. The date that happened was January 28th, 1986. The anniversary is tomorrow. It's the day the Space Shuttle Challenger exploded off the coast of Florida. When we hear this news later, I am 100% convinced that I have caused this explosion with my scream. And I feel terrible, but now it makes sense why Dr. Shea was so emphatic in saying, Chip, don't ever scream like that again. Look what can happen. These hallucinations and the psychosis last for weeks. They do mitigate. I do calm down some, and after 6 weeks, they send me home to live with my parents again. Not necessarily because I was ready, but I think the insurance money ran out. But I do get better, but honestly, it takes several months for my system to be washed of this poison, to where I realize I can't control world events. I can't communicate with dead people. I can't control the weather. I'm just a normal person. I'm 17 at this point. Now you ask, well, Chip, did you go back to smoking weed like your plan, like you were going to do? And the answer is no, I did not. And picking up on Santosh's story, in LA at this time, there was kind of a sober scene for teens and young people, right? 12-step programs tailored for young people and teens. And I embraced this scene. I even became a kind of a leader in this scene. It became my life, my social life, everything about my life. And I did. I stayed sober. I did not have a hit of marijuana, not a sip of alcohol for 30 years. Now it's 2016. I have 30 years of sobriety. And I'm tired, man. I don't want the rest of my life to be dictated by these mistakes I made as a teenager. I want that occasional glass of wine at a restaurant, the odd beer here and there. And I make a deliberate and intentional decision to end my sobriety. And I do exactly that. I drink a beer in the backyard of my home one day after talking it over with my wife and my friends. She was understandably nervous about this. And I liked that beer. So that was, that was 10 years, 2 dogs, 1 house, and 1 marriage ago. And to be honest, it's been a lot more than the occasional glass of wine or the odd beer here and there. I don't smoke marijuana very often. Occasionally, if I'm hanging out with older guys always have it. The one beer I've had at the Moth is more alcohol than I had between 1986 and 2016. The journey has been a real roller coaster, and I wouldn't change any of it. I'm glad I got sober when I was a teenager, and I'm glad I got unsober when I was in my 40s as I finished my story. I don't know what the next 30 years hold for me. I do have plans, but again, we make plans, and God laughs. Thank you.
A round of applause for Chip.